Hello and welcome to a different kind of Arkis video where I try to analyze a top driver and see if I can pick up any good habits and tricks and try to get faster myself. On Gran Turismo 7 I would classify myself as being an enthusiastic but casual player. Sometimes I've got reasonable pace, other times not so much. In general, I tend to be a bit faster in road cars than in race cars, but either way, at this point, it seems like just doing 100 laps of time trial while shouting angrily at the screen and doing the same mistakes over and over again is not going to be enough anymore. So we are going to try to be a bit more scientific, and with that said, let's have a look at the top time for this time trial. So we are looking at GT7, who is P1 on this time trial, almost breaking into the 2:19s, and coming into the braking zone, braking at that dark patch of tarmac. You can see they are using that downshift exploit, but we are paying attention to coming into the apex, coming off the brake, makes the car rotate, coming back on the power just as the rear settles, coming through that dip, and here there's a lift off to adjust the line of the car until it's safe to come full on the power, using all of the track, staying in third gear. You will see a very late downshift to second as they are coming off the brake and rotating the car. Here it's just trying to get a straight line, revving out second gear up to third gear, really using as much of the track as possible. And here staying in fourth gear in the braking zone, only shifting down to third as they are coming off the brake. That makes the car rotate a bit more just when you need it, staying in third gear, just letting the car coast until it's safe to get fully back onto the power. And yeah, that's a crucial corner, that one. I've lost a lot of time there a lot of times. Now we're coming into the hairpin, and here I am paying close attention to the gears. They are staying in third gear, only downshifting to second at the very last moment just as they come off the brake. That makes the car rotate a bit more, and then just getting the right line out of there and through the Schumacher S. That's just flat out. Make sure not to upshift as you're coming off the curb, because that can make the car slide a bit, and that's just losing time. Now they are braking well before the 100 board, actually going down to third gear right away, but this is also about timing the release of the brake so the car will sort of slide through the corner. A tiny tap on the brake here and just letting the car coast, adjust the line until it's safe to come onto the power. That was really a trouble corner for me, and now it's just flat out, and we are coming up to the final tricky part. This is the only other place where the downshift exploit is being used, but we are all the way down to second gear, but back up to third before hitting the first apex. So they are actually fully on the power. It's really about full commitment, that one. Now for the final corner, a short stab on the brakes, but slowly coming off them again, making the car find that apex by the pit entry wall and back on the power. Jetta is doing a 220 flat here. Up until this point I was doing a 222 flat, but let's see what we can do after studying this one.
2,000 years later.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I spent quite some time on this one, but I am enjoying the process and I felt like I was learning something along the way. Now as we're coming into turn 1, I am trying to time the release of the brake just right, and I think I am going to release the brakes a tiny bit too early, so I didn't get the rotation when I wanted it. Also a bit of a slide on the exit up to third gear. Here I am lifting off just as Jetta is doing, adjusting the line. Now I can get fully back on the power and just use as much of the track as possible. Here I'm trying to brake in sort of a straight line. I was down to second gear a bit early. Here I had to really adjust my speed, scared of that track limit penalty. And we are coming out of here in third gear. This is not my best attempt at this sector, and I restarted just because of this sector many times. Here I am trying to stay in 4th gear so I get the rotation right when I want it. So just as I release the brake, I downshift to 3rd. That gives that nice bit of extra rotation. Here I think, yeah, you can see my line is a bit compromised. I was almost running wide and I was definitely losing some time on that corner. But now we are coming into the hairpin, and once again I'm trying to just time the downshifting and get the rotation. I am downshifting a bit early into 2nd gear, but I still managed to sort of get the rotation I want as I lift off the brake. And coming up the hill again, it could have been better, but now we are going through the Schumacher S's, and I am upshifting to 4th after I get off the curb on the right hand side. Otherwise the car can slide a bit. And now coming into this corner, this is where Jetta was actually going straight down to 3rd gear. I'm staying in 4th a bit so I can get the rotation as I downshift and let go of the brake, and it seemed to work okay for me this time. Now a tiny bit of braking, get the car back over to the right hand side, and I'm just coasting, waiting for the car to find the line before I get back on the power. Now we've got the final crucial part of the lap remaining. We are coming into the chicane and the final corner. And I am braking roughly at the 100 board now, downshifting rather aggressively, but up to 3rd gear before the first apex, getting really close to that bollard. This is really a make or break, and it's really a lottery as well. Can I do this corner? A stab on the brake, slowly coming off the brake, trying to find the apex. I am a bit wide and the angle is a bit compromised on the exit, but still we are going to go across the line, not yet fast, but in a 2:21.778. And yeah, I'm honking my horn because I've really poured some hours into this one. And you might ask yourself, does it even make sense to spend so much time on time trialing? I had the gold already on this challenge, and also time trialing for daily races without even doing the races. But in my case, I enjoy the process of trying to find some pace, and I can see I need to use that more scientific approach from now on, because otherwise I'm just wasting too much time doing pointless laps without really knowing what I'm doing. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video, found it entertaining, maybe even somewhat useful. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.